Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of At the Gates of Loyang. We're in China over 2,000 years ago, and we're farmers who have gathered at the gates of Loyang in order to sell and trade our vegetables. We'll be delivering to our regular customers as well as to passing by shoppers. We'll be trading at market stalls and utilizing the skill of various helpers. Now I went ahead and I got everything set up for the solo game. You're going to set up your player area just like you would for a multiplayer game, but after that you want to take the deck of cards and shuffle them up and then keep drawing cards until you get 2 regular customers, 2 casual customers, and 2 market stalls. Put those off to the side and fill up the market stalls just like you would for any other market stall. This area just represents the tableau of another player, and it's really only used to resolve some of the abilities on some of the helper cards. Any extra cards that you drew, you want to put in a discard pile, and then you want to draw out this 3x4 grid of cards. This will be how we're drafting our cards for the solo game. You'll see how that works in just a minute. To finish up setup, I had to pick whether to plant wheat, pumpkins, or turnips in my home field. I chose turnips, and as you can see, that costs 5 cash. So I have to pay that from my starting 10 cash. I take 1 turnip from my market, and then I fill the rest of the spots from the supply. And there we go, we're all set up, we're ready to begin. Now don't worry if you don't know how to play, because I'm going to teach the game as we go along, so let's just dive right in. The first phase of every round is the harvest phase, where we get to take 1 vegetable off of every one of our planted fields. In this case, we only have our home field, so that turnip's going to go right there into our cart. We then get to flip over our next field. This field has 4 spaces, and you can see there at the top which vegetables we're allowed to plant there. We now move on to the card phase, where we're allowed to draft up to 2 cards from the display. The 3 cards in the top row cost 0 cash, the 3 cards in the second row cost 1 cash, and the 2 bottom rows cost 2 cash. And I've also placed a marker here to remind me that once this phase is over, any cards remaining in the second row will be discarded. So if there are any cards there that we really want, we better take them now because they won't be available next round. I think I'm going to spend 1 cash to take this market stall. Market stalls get installed in our display right there. We then fill up the market with what's shown. So we have a turnip there, a cabbage, and a leek. And then I think I'll spend another coin to grab this con man. The con man is a helper card. We place it right here, and then whenever we want to use their special ability, we can. These special abilities are one-time use, and then we'll discard the card. So there we go. I purchased up to 2 cards. Like I said, any card remaining in the second row gets discarded. Everything slides up, and then we refill. That's the card phase done. Now we get to go to our action phase. This is the meat of the game, where we get to take all sorts of actions as many times as we want and in any order that we want, and they're all listed here on our player aid card. We're going to get to buy and sell vegetables from the shop, plant vegetables, use market stalls, use our helpers, deliver vegetables to our customers. I'll describe all these actions as I do them, but the action that I want to do first is the only action that you can only do once per turn, and that is buying a 2-pack. Now, the cost of a 2-pack is based on how many market stalls or helpers you have. Whichever one is more, that's how much money you have to spend to get a 2-pack. So in this case, I have 1 of each, so it's going to cost me 1 cash in order to get a 2-pack. And all a 2-pack is you draw 2 cards from the top of the deck, and you now have the option of whether to take 1 or both of these cards, or none of them. So we have a pretty cool market here. And we also have a trader which says trade 1 vegetable at another player's market stall. If you do this in round 8, you must pay that player 1 cash. And if you do it in round 9, you have to pay that player 2 cash. We're playing solo, so there isn't another player, and that's what this area is for. So this trader will let us trade with those market stalls over there. I like both of these cards, so I think I will take both of them. Now, when you take both of them, you only can have one at a time, so you have to decide which one you want first, and that one's going to go on top. So I think I want the trader to go on top of the market stall. And because the trader's on top, it goes in the location where our helpers go. Now, once I use this trader and discard it, then the market will become available. And there we go, that's buying a 2-pack. Again, you can only do that once per round. I think for my next action, I have this turnip here, and I think I'd just like to plant it in my free field. So I can just take this, place it there as a seed. You can see that is one of the things that I can plant there. And then you take the rest from the supply, just filling up all the plots on that field. Now, I only have $2. Keep in mind that you can take a loan in this game in order to get 5 more cash. The problem with loans is that at the end of the game, you can't pay this off, and you'll just move back 1 space on the prosperity track for every loan that you have. And that's really, really bad, so I try to avoid taking loans as best as I can. So I could take a loan and buy a vegetable if I wanted. We do have a storehouse that can hold 1 vegetable between turns. You also have the option of spending 2 cash in order to flip over your storehouse and build it up so it can hold 4 vegetables between turns. I could also use one of my helpers if I wanted to, but I think I'm actually good. I'm done taking actions, and so I'm going to pass. Once you're done taking actions for the round, you get to move up the prosperity track. For your first move up, you only need to spend 1 cash. It doesn't matter where you are along the prosperity track, your first move always just costs 1 cash. Now, to move a second time, we would have to actually spend whatever the next spot is. So in this case, we'd have to spend 3 more cash. As you can see, I do not have that, so we're only going to get to move up 1 space this round. And there you go. That's the end of round 1. We go immediately to round 2 with the harvest phase. We get to harvest 1 vegetable from each of our planted fields. We then add a new field. And we can take 2 cards from the offer. I only have 1 cash, so I'm very limited in what I can get. I'm going to spend that 1 to get this casual customer, and they go right there. So at any time, I can give this customer a pumpkin, a radish, and a leek, and I'll make either 12, 10, or 8 money. The way that works is if I have more casual customers than regular customers when I fulfill this, I'm actually going to get 2 less money. So I would only get 8 money. If I have the same number of casual customers to regular customers, I would get 10. And if I have more regular customers than casual customers, I'd get 12. So if I were to fulfill this at this point, I would only be getting 8 money. So with that in mind, I do think I'm going to take a regular customer as my second card. The regular customer goes right there, and when you take a regular customer, you put one of these tokens on there to show their satisfaction with you. These regular customers expect regular fulfillment of their orders. As you can see, we're going to have to fulfill this order 4 times, starting from the bottom and moving up. They're going to expect 2 radishes every day. And if there's ever a round where we don't fulfill that 2 radish demand, we'll have to flip them over to the red side. That means they're a little bit angry with us. If when they're on the red side, we don't fulfill their order again, then we actually lose 2 cash. And this order is going to stay here until we manage to fulfill it 4 times. At that point, it will go away. So We're really on the hook for this, but luckily, we're the turnip king at this point, so we'll have no problem fulfilling this. That was my 2 cards. Unfortunately, these 2 go away. We slide and refill. Now, I don't have any money at all, so I think I want to fulfill this order right away. We have our 2 turnips ready to go, so we just place them here on this bottommost spot. And it shows right there, we're going to get 5 cash. Boom. I then like to slide this over just on top of it because we're only allowed to fulfill 1 order each round. So that's a nice little way just to remind yourself that you've already fulfilled an order this round. Now that we have 5 cash, we can actually maybe purchase some vegetables to go into our empty field here, or perhaps even buy a 2-pack, although right now a 2-pack would cost 2 cash because of our 2 helpers. With that in mind, I think I'm going to use my con man. Now, the con man has a different ability in the multiplayer game. Down here it says for the solo game, you're allowed to swap this helper for another helper that's in the offer. So let's take our con man and swap them with this subsistence farmer. Then I actually want to use the subsistence farmer right away. Their ability, again, different from the multiplayer game. For the solo game, we can buy either a wheat, a pumpkin, or a turnip from the supply for 1 cash. Well, I would love to buy a pumpkin. So let's spend that 1 cash and get ourselves a pumpkin. Put it in our cart over there. And again, these are 1 use, so once you use them, you discard them. That's nice, though, because now a 2-pack will only cost us 1 coin. I think I would like to just go ahead and plant this pumpkin. You can see there at the top of the field card, I could only plant wheat, pumpkins, and turnips in this one, sort of like our home field. The cabbages, beans, and especially the leek are really hard to plant. That's why they cost so much more in the market. And I don't know, what the heck? Let's spend 1. I mean, we have 4 coins right now. Looking ahead here to the prosperity track, we don't have enough money to move up 2 spaces because it would cost 1 and then 4. We're 1 short of moving up twice on the prosperity track. That's a shame, but it is what it is. So we might as well spend 1 to get ourselves a 2-pack. Oh no. Okay, so many markets. I don't know if we need another market. Let's see what the market woman lets us do. It says exchange one of your market stalls for another player's market stall and refill both of them. Well, that's really interesting. I actually like that a lot. I like that a lot. So I think I will take both of these, actually. Put the market woman on top. Not going to use her yet. All right, we have 3 money left. We want to save at least 1 so we can move up at least 1 time on the prosperity track. So I think we won't buy anything. We'll just be happy right there. End our action round. Spin 1 to move up. And then we can't move up anymore. So there we go. That's round 2 over. We're going to be playing 9 rounds, and it's tracked here by our home field. So once we've gone through all of those turnips, the game will be over. Harvest time. We're now getting 3 vegetables, 2 turnips and a pumpkin. Okay, we got the new field that's going to let us plant leeks if we want. But there's only 3 plots, so you don't get them for very long. Oh, don't forget to move this back. And now I think, yeah, I'm going to take the shopper and the con man. Both are free. And now my goal for this round is to move up the prosperity track 3 times. To do that, I'm going to need to spend 1, then 5, and then 6 for a total of 12. 12 cash. Not sure I can get that much cash this round, but I might be able to. I think I might be able to. It's going to involve fulfilling this casual customer right now. Okay, I think I want to start off by using the trader. They're going to let me trade one of my vegetables for a vegetable in one of these market stalls over here. And I have my eye on those beans, so I'm going to take one of my turnips. Put it in the slot below what you want to take, and then you take the other one. You can see here we'd have to put 2 different vegetables in order to get one in these slots in my market there. So this trader goes away. It uncovers this market stall, which then moves up into the market stall area and immediately gets filled with goods. So we're going to have a wheat, we're going to have a bean, and we're going to have that leek. I now want to use this shopper. It says I can buy a vegetable from the supply, and it costs 2 less cash than it would at the shop. So I just want to buy a wheat. It normally costs 3, so for me it'll just cost 1 by using my shopper. Okay, and now, yeah, I want to use my market woman. She's going to let me exchange one of my market stalls for one from my opponent, and then we'll get to refill them. So this is a little bit wasteful, but I'm going to swap this market for that one. We're going to refill it, so that's going to go away, and we'll put a bean there instead. Okay, we used her. Now this market comes out. We fill it up. So I now have a lot of market stalls here, probably too many. But the great thing is we can exchange this wheat for this leek. Boom. And now we have everything that we need to complete this. But before we do, I'm going to use my con man. And I'm going to swap them with that saleswoman. The saleswoman is going to let us either turn all of our satisfaction markers back from red to blue, which would be handy, but instead we're going to use her for the second action, which says during the current action phase, your casual customers pay a bonus of +2 on their base price for all deliveries, regardless of how many regular customers you have. So now instead of getting the 10 that I would normally get, I'll get the 12. And so now we can deliver leek, turnip, pumpkin, and collect 12 bucks. They then go away because that is a one-time casual customer. And there we go. We now have 13 cash. So we'll be able to move up on the prosperity track 3 times. And we even have a bean left over, which we can plant. Woo! That took a lot of work, but we got there. Now, one little problem is we didn't fulfill our regular customer. So they're going to get angry at us. But I think it's worth it because now, move up 1 for 1 coin, move up 1 more time for 5, move up again for 6, that's 11. And there you go. Anytime you can move up 3 times on the prosperity track, you're having a good round. But obviously it gets a little bit harder as we go along. Harvest. I'm really liking this con man. I'm putting him to good use, so I'm going to take him again. And I think I will spend a coin to grab this casual customer. And right out of the gate, don't need to think about this. We made him angry last time, but we're going to fulfill our obligations this time and immediately get 6 cash. And now we have everything that we need except for the cabbage for that casual customer. In order to move up 2 spaces on the prosperity track, we're going to need 9 cash at the end of this. So it's probably not good enough for us to just buy a cabbage. That would cost 5. Actually, it would be good enough. Then we'd be getting 10 back. So we'd be left with 11. So that is a possibility, but there probably is a better way of doing this. Okay, I think it's Con Man to the rescue again. We're going to swap him with this merchant. We'll then use the merchant. It says we can buy for 1 cash 1 of any vegetable that you must deliver at least twice to your regular customers in this round. So we have to deliver 2 turnips, so that means we can purchase a turnip for just 1 coin. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. It doesn't say from the supply, so I assume that means from the market. I'm actually going to plant this. I'm then going to spend 3 to just buy a wheat. Then I'm then going to trade this wheat for the cabbage that I need. I now have everything to fulfill this. We have the same number of regular as casual customers, so I'm just going to get that 10 cash. And there we go. We have 12 cash. I could technically get a 2-pack, but it would cost 3. And that's very expensive for a 2-pack, so we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to be happy. Pass. Move 1, 2, spend 9. And we'll have 3 cash left over for a card purchase. I think that's a pretty good round. Now, when one of the fields goes empty, you just discard it. Yeah, this is interesting. Definitely want this casual customer. So let's go ahead and grab that for free. Now we have these extra fields here that I'm looking at. Now, in order to purchase one of these, it would cost 1 because it's in the second row. And then it would also cost an additional 2 money. And I have 3, so I can afford that. I could also just buy that one for 2, but it's going to stick around. These are the ones that are going to disappear. I wouldn't mind planting beans. I have this bean I'm not going to need. Well, other than to trade. Problem is, if I don't get it now, it goes away. We need 11 money to go up twice on the prosperity track. Oh, let's reset that. I think I do need this. I think I need this. So I'm going to grab it. It's going to cost 1 plus 2, so that's all my money. But it's an extra field. Now, at this point, because one of our fields was discarded, because we had taken everything off of it, this one time, and only happens once in the game, we're going to shuffle the discard pile back into the deck to create 1 deck. So let's use a little movie magic here to make that happen. There we go. Right off the bat. Boom. Deliver. $6 cash. And now it's very simple. We just exchange that bean for a cabbage, and boom, we get 9 more. It seems so simple and so obvious. Okay, the only reason to not do that would be if we wanted to plant. Then we could plant exactly what we want, and The problem with doing that would be we'd only get to move up once on the prosperity track rather than twice. Because if we get this 9, we would have 15. We could move up twice. We'd have 4 left over. With that 4, we could plant some wheat. We could buy a wheat and plant it. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here. We're only going to move up the prosperity track once this round because I think this is too good. So let's plant. Okay, beans go in there. I want cabbage there. We're going to take this pumpkin. I'm going to do something a little bit silly. I'll put the pumpkin here to get this wheat. This market is now completely empty, so it goes away. Now we only have 2 markets. That's going to make getting a 2-pack a little bit cheaper. I'll then take this wheat, trade it in for this cabbage, plant. Okay, now we're going to be getting so much stuff next round. I have this left over, which is fine because I can store 1 good in my storehouse. And if I wanted to, I could get a 2-pack for 2. That would leave me with 4. I'd spend 1 to move up. I'd have 3 left over. Yeah, let's get a 2-pack. Ooh, wow. Yeah, hell yeah. Don't think I want that one. So we're not going to get that one. But we will take that regular customer. And in fact, we could just buy a pumpkin and fulfill it right away. We'd be spending 4 and getting 4 right back. Not sure that makes sense. We'll just make them angry by not fulfilling them this round. We'll just take that risk. There we go. That was a very useful 2-pack. We'll then spend 1 to move up once. And there we go. All done. So this comes out of our storehouse. We are swimming in vegetables here. That field goes away. Okay, that's interesting. I think I have a plan here. I want to spend 1 to get my con man. My man, this guy, has been amazing. And then I'm going to cheap out and get this market stall. Now again, you don't have to get 2 cards. You could just get 1 or even none if you wanted. Let's fill that market stall up. Okay, the goal is to move up 3 times on the prosperity track. That's going to take 24 cash. Difficult to do. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to fulfill this casual contract here because we now have fewer casual customers than regular customers, which means we'll get the +2. There's even cards here that you can use to sort of help you remember that. And so I definitely want to fulfill this customer before our regular customer because once I do this last fulfillment, it's going to go away and I'll miss out on this +2. So let's go ahead and do that. Turnip, pumpkin, cabbage. That's going to be 11. The order that you do things really matters. It's one thing I love about this game. Okay, now we can do this. That's 7 more. And it goes away. Okay, now we're stuck with 2 beans, and we need a pumpkin and a radish. But this is what our market stalls are for. So, bean for pumpkin. Bean for radish. And we get 4. Take 5, put 1 back. There we go. We now have 24 exactly. Exactly what we need to move up 3 times on this track. Incredible. Now here's the thing. I think I want to use my con man right now before I end things here because of this market crier. I could use this right now and get 3 extra cash. This would either let me refill my market stalls, which could be handy, or can sell 1 to 3 vegetables from your market stalls to the shop at shop prices for a maximum of 3 cash. Yes, let's do that. Because we could sell this bean for 2. And then this wheat for 1. That's our 3 maximum. This market goes away. It's empty. And we've used them. We now have 3 extra bucks to play with that we can either just keep in order to purchase cards, which could be really important, and in fact, critical. I was thinking about getting a 2-pack. That would cost 2. That would only leave me with 1 extra. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my 3 for purchasing cards. We're done. And now it's time for Prosperity Track 1. Then plus 11, that's 12. Plus 12 more, that's 24. 10, 24. Amazing. Absolutely amazing turn. And we weren't able to plant that field, but that's okay. It won't go away. It's only when you remove the last vegetable from a field that it goes away. So we can actually go right into harvest. We've got too many fields. Okay, right off the bat, spending 1 to get that regular customer. We can fulfill that right away. So that's amazing. And now I'm tempted to get the con man. We've been going heavy on the con man. And if we don't save him now, he's gone. Gone forever. Yeah, I'm gonna save the con man. Okay. Now, right off the bat, we can just fulfill these 2 orders. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to. So that's going to be just 5. And this will be 6. We're at 12, and we need to get to 15 to go 2 spaces up. Ooh, so we need 3 more cash. We also have fields that we want to plant. I could plant that into that field. It's going to be tough to get 3 more cash. Okay, I don't see a good way to get to 3 extra cash so we can move up twice here. So we're just going to be moving up once. But let's make this count. Don't know if this is the right thing to do, but we're going to use our con man because of course we are. We are conning people left and right. We're going to play this maid now. This is going to let us exchange vegetables for a 1-to-1 rate at market stalls, even in these spaces that require 2. And we actually have 3 of those. So right off the bat, boom. We're going to use that to get this leek. We're then going to sell that leek for 2. Actually, we're not. We'll just hold on to that leek. We're going to spend 3 to get a wheat and then exchange it for that leek. This leek we're planting. Now we're doing it again. We're going to spend 3 to buy another wheat and exchange it here for that. So this market goes away. So does our maid. And you know what? Screw it. I'm going to exchange this for that. This is something that you can do because now that market is gone and now I can get a 2-pack for free. Okay, free 2-pack. Can't beat it. Ooh, we got our trader. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. I like it. We're going to take it like this, and we're going to use our trader right away. We're going to trade this, and we could trade for that other leek, although we can only hold 1. So we could sell it for 2, or we could just trade for something that we could plant, because right now our storehouse can only hold 1 vegetable. We could spend 2 to flip it over. I think that's a waste. So instead, I'm going to exchange this for a turnip, and then I'm going to plant the turnip. We are, after all, the turnip king in this game, so we should keep planting turnips. That just makes sense. It's thematic. It's the thematic thing to do. That trader goes away, and we now have a new casual customer. They can hopefully give us a little bit more money next time so we can move up 2 or maybe even 3 next time. Probably not 3. Okay, that was a turn. We're going to spend 1 to move up once. And we got 5 left over. We have a ton of vegetables coming our way. Ooh, so many. Last field comes out. Now here's the thing. Tempted by this regular customer. Let's do a tiny bit of planning, because we're going to do that for our regular customer, this for our other regular customer, and then these 2 for our casual customer. We just need a wheat. That's not hard to come by. Yeah, okay. I'm going to spend 2 for this. And then I'm going to grab that one for free. Let's just go ahead, take care of our regular customers. That's 6. That's 7. We could get 7 more down here. Now this plowman, they're going to let me immediately harvest vegetables from all fields that contain exactly 1 vegetable token, but not your home. So we have 2 of those right now. So let's go ahead and spend them. We can immediately harvest those. They're going to go away. We're now free to get a 2-pack for free. Oh, wow. Honestly, not sure I want those 2-packs, actually. That's a shame. I'm going to discard both of those. So here's the thing. Let's spend 3 to get a wheat. Last wheat. But that's going to let us fulfill this casual contract for 8 plus 2, 10. So we definitely want at least 16 to move twice. Let's put that off to the side here. We have 7 left. We would need 16 more to move a 3rd time, so that's not going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. We could spend 2 so we could hold all this stuff, but I would like to fulfill this. So let's just go ahead and spend 5 to purchase one of these. We could plant it so we just have it, so we could fulfill all this stuff. Could just plant it. Or I could plant beans instead. Yeah, let's just use it to fulfill this. So that'll be 7 back. We're going to plant this bean. And then honestly, I'm just going to sell this. It's only worth 1. But then I can just hold that. And that's 5. So we have 10 left over. I think that's it. I think that's good. So we're going to be moving 1, and then that's going to be 16 total. 2 movement, but we have 10 left over. Maybe we can get 3 movement in this last round. We'll have to see. It's going to be close. But here we go. Final round. We get all of this stuff. Okay, so looking at this, I can easily move up twice on the prosperity track. 3 times is looking to be essentially impossible unless I get the perfect 2-pack. So we're going to be taking a little bit of a risk regardless. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get our con man. This is our guy. We can't go the final round of the game and not have the con man. That's just how this game has been going. The Turnip King has been doing some shady business. I think we can all agree on that. I'm then going to take this regular customer there. We can reset all of our customers. Ooh, so if we were to use our con man to get this messenger boy, we could deliver twice to one of our customers, which we actually wouldn't be able to do at the moment. We don't have the right vegetables for that, and we don't have any way of trading vegetables because we don't have a market. We could use the con man to get the shopper, which would let us buy a pumpkin for just 2 instead of 4. I think I like that best. So let's do that. Go to the shopper. We can buy 1 vegetable from the supply. Pumpkin only costs 2 instead of 4. Shopper goes away. Okay, now we can get a 2-pack for free. Okay, that field we definitely don't want. But this market woman, yeah, she's not going to help us. We don't have any markets. Oh, that would have been cool if we had a market. Well, that didn't quite work out, but we can still do this. Pumpkin and that. That's 7. And that's going to clear. We then want to use leek cabbage to get 8. Let's do a 10. And then here, we want to get that. That's going to be 6. We just don't have the stuff for that. And we don't have any way of exchanging it. So all we could do is we can sell this for 2. That gets us to... Yep, exactly 30. And unfortunately, to move up 3 times, we would need 36. So we're 6 short, but we can move up twice. That's 18. So we'll have 12 left over. So close to getting to that 18 score, but there we go. That's the end of the game. We made it to 17 prosperity. We can then look in the back of the book here. It says our goal. If you reach level 17, that's considered good. 18 would be considered very good. And then 19 would be considered a master level. So we only reached good, but we were close to very good. And there you have it. That is a complete solo playthrough of At the Gates of Loyang. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.